Hey, Susanville, how's it going? Got a couple of stoves here that kind of did some DIY of Tinny's M1 stove, and did one of his M3. And I want to do a comparison. This is the Venom Bonsai that I had made. So what I did on this do-it-yourself M1, got the nipple on it. The base is formed from a butane refill container. This particular bottom here is made from one of the perfume sprays. This would be the spray end and the narrow end, and this would lead to the rest of the cylinder. And the top portion is made from a Monster drink cap, with a hole in the middle of the cap and the edges trimmed off to form this barrier here to prevent the heat from heating up the gas line too much. So that's gonna be my ghetto M1, and this is the ghetto M3, which is formed from cottle bottom base, another cottle bottom base with a hole in it, and the center is a woman's product, like a hair spray or foam, and the nipple. And of course the Venom Bonsai is two Venom bases, hole in one of them to put the wicking material, and a nipple. So we're gonna do I'm gonna do a couple of quick burn times on them. They all burn terrific. I'm gonna try to boil 2 cups of water with each. I don't have 3 Snow Peak 700s, so I'm going to have to test them out individually. So I'll do a quick boil time on each one. I'll use tap water, same temperature, and got these 2 stoves are about the same height, so we're going to use this pot stand, and for the, these 2 are, and for the M3 Repro, we'll use this. Got 7 tiers. So this is gonna, and 8 tiers. But the distance from the top of the wick to the pot should be approximately the same, within a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Okay. All right. So we're gonna fill up the M1 Repro, and got some fuel going in. We're gonna keep pumping it in until we see the wick saturate on top, and the nipple, of course, is not on the bottom, as you can see, because it doesn't hold lots of fuel. So it's kind of in the upward portion, so that there'll be a reservoir of fuel on the bottom. As soon as you saturate the wick's pretty wet. As soon as you saturate the wick, you can see it wet up, you can feel it, and then you can release your squeeze bottle. There it goes. If you can see it, it's really saturating now on top. You can see the wetness. So that means it's full. Let go, and your reservoir is going to empty, and the wick will stay saturated. We're going to put 2 cups of water in the Snow Peak 700 and start her up. Peace. Okay, we're about to start 3 consecutive tests. One with the DIY M1 from based on MBD on Tinny's design, and the other 2 that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to start it and get it going. Alrighty, got to do a little refill here. So here goes some more fuel in there. You can see the gold, and we just re-wet it until the gold kind of disappears. There it goes. Got her pretty well saturated, and let it go. Beautiful. We're at 5-minute mark, and let's see how we're doing here. Alright, bubbles on the bottom. Couple of them Bubbles breaking on top, but not any kind of boil yet. That's not bad with such a small stove. It puts out a decent amount of heat. Burns beautifully. The refill on it is very easy, and you'll notice with that nipple cap up on the top portion, you're able to leave, you know, I'm not sure certainly the amount, but a decent amount of fuel on the bottom. And the refill took about 4 minutes from full saturation to the refill was like 4.5 minutes, so not bad for such a small stove. Alright, 7-minute mark. And boiling similar to the way it was earlier. It's a very light boil. Continuing to get a little hotter. Alrighty, 8.5 minutes, and she's boiling pretty well. Not a rolling boil, but she's boiling well. Alrighty, 9 minutes and close to 20 seconds, and that would be a rolling boil. Just under 920. Pretty quick for this size stove. I'm pretty impressed with it. You can see that the outside is starting to glow orange, which means it needs a refill. I only refilled it twice to get to this point, so it's going about 4.5 to 4 minutes between refills, which is pretty decent. I think you could use this as your primary stove and not have an issue if you're you know, just boiling 2 cups of water, and it'll probably do even better if you're using it to steam bake, cook, heat up, even in a Bemco oven. Alright, let's get the next test going, and that'll be on the DIY M3. Alright, just filling up the DIY M3, and we'll get this boil test going and do a comparison at the end. Alright, and we're off. Let's get a look at this. Alrighty, about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's see what we got going on here. Pretty darn hot. Okay, 4 minutes 48 seconds. Boiling pretty good. Working towards a rolling boil right now. Okay, we're looking at rolling boil at about 523 rolling boil. Nice stove. We're working on almost 15 minutes, and the M3 is still burning. So without even a full refill, we're still working here on 15 minutes in simmer mode. Pretty amazing stove. 19 minutes 30 seconds. Still going on one load. Amazing. Okay, just filling up the bonsai venom. See her soaked up. Back off. She's ready to go. Okay. The bonsai venom. Okay, 3 minutes 24 seconds. Making a little bit of noise there. Got some bubbles on the bottom. Couple breaking the surface. 345. Alrighty, we're at about 440. It's getting pretty hot. Alright. It's about 5:52. Working on our rolling boil. And starting to roll at 6. It's about 6:03.